No, I mean, I don't. Hello and welcome to Help Desk with Joe. And last week we had a interesting change. I wasn't here, so you did an over-the-phone interview with some.
Yeah.
I forget the gentleman's name.
With Jeremy Coleman out of Charleston.
Jeremy Coleman out of Charleston, which is an awesome feature to try out and integrate into the show. So it went great.
Yeah, it went smooth with some new stuff we hadn't tested yet.
Yep.
So we made Jeremy the guinea pig.
And he did a great job. So we appreciate his help. But we're back. We're back together as a team and. Help Desk with Joe. So you're going to help us out because I know you've been getting a ton of calls and have been extremely busy with the iOS 7 updates and all the stuff that goes with that. And the Apple users, the iPhone users, they all need your help.
Yeah.
So this is a great show. I'm looking forward to it. I'm anxious. You know, I have an Android, so I don't have these problems. But for people that have Apple stuff, they need some help.
Yes.
Okay, you're here to save the day.
Yeah.
Joe is saving the day. So talk to us a little bit. I know battery life seems to be a big issue, and you've had several people call you. So talk a little bit about what we want to talk about today.
Okay. Yeah, last week's episode covered a lot of the new stuff that Apple threw at us with iOS 7, and I was getting a lot of messages on Facebook, text, how's this work, how's that work, or people stop me, it's funny, trying to
can't go to Walmart without
No, I
getting
can't
stopped.
go, without somebody, hey, here's my phone, how do I turn these apps off? So that's what last week's episode covered, and then after those questions is, it's eating up my battery. What do I do to save it? So this week we're going to cover that.
Okay, so some basics, saving battery life with your iPhone and I guess
iPads,
iPod. Yep, all the accessories that they have. Okay, so where do we want to start? We're going to talk about how to turn off different things.
Yeah.
So what do you want to start with first?
Yeah, most of this list covers stuff that is either turned on by default or as you turned on yourself. So we'll turn it off to save your battery life.
Okay, so parallax.
Yeah, this is a new feature that Apple's thrown at us. It's, if you want to flip over to the iPad.
I was going to say, and talk a little bit, you have an iPad here, and then this is the screen you're looking at, and this is one of the new parts of the program you brought to the show, so you're going to be working, and people can see your work.
Yeah, this is the live iPad screen right here, and this is some of the new feature, where it makes a real smooth transition, and whenever you open up like a folder, it gets that little extra movement to it.
Yep.
Actually, there was an article written this week where people are actually getting kind of like a seasick feeling.
Really?
From all this movement.
Kind of like watching Prezzies with it moving like that. It gives
Yeah.
them a little bit of a delirium, I guess.
Right. So and one way to turn it off is turn off the parallax to help you out some. So to find that, you go under your General tab here, which is already highlighted. Then go under Accessibility. Find it here. Okay, it's right there in front of me. You hit it. And then we go to Reduce Motion, which is right here, and turn it on.
Okay.
And that'll help with some of that.
So you're actually going to go in and reduce the motion, and when you
Right.
turn it on, it'll start reducing the motion that you'll see when you move through your apps.
Right, because that means there's less processing power to give you that extra look and feel
So
of it.
it's going to make you more comfortable, plus it's going to cut down on your battery consumption.
Right.
All right, awesome. The next one you have is AirDrop Bluetooth.
Yeah, the AirDrop's a new feature which gives you the capability of sending pictures, contacts, stuff like that to another phone on the same wireless network or through Bluetooth. So to turn that off and to turn the Bluetooth feature, actually instead of going through settings, we're going through this new control center. So to access it, we go from the bottom of the iPad and flip it up. And on this iPad 2, it doesn't have the AirDrop capability, but it has Bluetooth.
Right.
So as you can see on our iPad, the Bluetooth is blacked out.
Yep.
If it's blacked out, that means it's turned off.
And it's right in the middle. You can see the little Bluetooth symbol, and you just turned it on.
Right, and I just turned it back off.
So they can go in, flip it up with the little menu button, and then turn it right off. Okay. And that'll help save your battery because it'll keep searching.
Right.
If you leave it on, it'll keep searching, and that's going to drain your battery.
Right.
Okay. Wi-Fi.
Same thing. Flip it under control center, and the radio waves is the wireless.
Yep.
And we have ours turned on right now so we can access it.
Right. So you don't want to turn it off, but everybody will know it's in that same little menu. Location services. It falls in there as well, I believe. I can't really see it from here.
Yeah, actually, location settings is another place.
All right, so the next part of battery savings going back through and location services,
Yes.
which is a big part, as you talked about before the show. It's handy to have your GPS when you need it.
Right.
But when you don't need it, get rid of it.
Right, and it can actually be specific by the app, because there's a lot of apps like Facebook that adds your location, which nobody really cares. I mean, unless you're just wanting to brag that you're Hawaii somewhere, but nobody cares you're sitting at the house on the couch posting Facebook.
There you
or
go.
at least I don't.
Yeah, right. So for some of the little stuff like that, it's not real important. Go ahead and turn it off and save your battery.
Right.
And how do you get there?
From here, you go to under settings. You go to privacy, location services, and here everyone that's turned green, that's what's currently turned on. So we have our maps to enable location services, our web browser, our weather, and stuff like that.
So those are all constantly running and draining battery.
If you launch that app, it'll be adding the location service. It'll turn the GPS part of that device on.
So anytime you have that app on, it's draining your battery.
Right.
Okay, so what do we do?
Well, you can turn it off by the single app by just pushing the button, and it turns it gray. Or if you just want to turn location services altogether off, you just push it off at the top.
Nice. And that's an easy feature when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
As you said earlier, you can go back in and turn it on anytime you'd like.
Right.
So don't get lost because you don't have your GPS on, by all means, but only use it when you need it. It
Right.
draws a lot
Well,
of power.
with your GPS, it'll say, if you have it turned off completely, it'll say you need your enable location services. Do you want to turn it on out? And you can still turn it on in. So don't worry that you have to remember that setting.
Right. Okay. And the next one is a background app refresh. So
Yes.
talk a little bit about that. I don't even know what that means, but I'm
I
okay
wasn't
because
sure
I'm sure
either.
you'll tell me.
Right. Okay. The background app refreshing, it is where you have apps like, if you read a lot of newspaper and magazines, it'll auto refresh or download the latest, magazine update or whatever. So to turn that off and to do it, update it yourself, you can turn it off by going under settings, general, and background app refresh. And right now, see, we have a couple magazines we have here.
If you subscribe to those or those apps, then they will constantly try to refresh on their own unless you go in and turn this off.
Right.
And then whenever you want to go read Mad Magazine, you can go in and refresh it at that point, which
Right.
will save your battery.
Right. Yeah, you can just turn that off.
And you just turned it off there, and yep. Okay.
Right.
So easy fix for those.
Easy fix.
Okay. Next, we'll talk a little bit about the brightness of your screen, which is a big thing because
Yes.
sometimes it's hard to see, sometimes it's not, and then you have that auto feature. Talk a little bit about what you want to do there.
Yeah, the auto feature can really drain a battery, instead of having just a constant brightness where the auto features keeps it bright and dark, bright and dark, bright and dark. That eats up a lot of battery. So to adjust that, you can go under settings, and it is under wallpaper and brightness.
Okay, right below general.
And right here, you can just turn off the auto brightness.
Okay.
And then just manually adjust it to however bright you need it.
Right, and that way it doesn't continually try to read how
Right.
bright the surrounding is through the camera. It'll automatically, or it'll go to the setting you have, and then you can manually adjust it. I mean,
Right.
by not being so lazy and taking care of that yourself, you can save it a lot of battery.
Right.
Okay, so far you've went through about 6 different things. We got one more, the notification part.
Right. If you play a lot of apps, or a lot of your apps or games, stuff like that, Facebook, I always send you a notification, if you post a picture on Facebook, Joe liked that picture, Joe made a comment that, you can turn a lot of that off.
Okay.
So if you go under settings and notification center, you can scroll down here and see everything that has a notification going to it.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff.
So like with your messages, you can turn those off. You can pick the app that you want and adjust it where you want it to either just turn it off completely or notify you at certain times.
Right. So, again, not anything that's crucial that you have to have. Turn it off, and then when you want to do, any notifications, you can turn it back on at your leisure.
Right, because that's something else that's requiring, for certain apps, that's some kind of internet connection. So it's constantly hitting the internet, or if it's an app, want to turn that app to push out the notification.
Yep. And if you don't have internet service, it's going to keep searching.
Right.
Which will definitely drain your battery. So a lot of things there. Again, that's 2, 4, 6, 7 different ways to increase your battery life that people need to go through and do.
Right.
Okay, now the last thing, we're going to talk about emails.
Right. The emails, they have a feature. You can have it set up what they call push. So whenever an email comes to your inbox, it automatically push to your phone.
Right.
So you can actually sit there, but that's another one of those things, got to constantly hit the internet server to check and say, hey, do I have any new messages? Do I have any new messages? A way you can fix that is to go back under settings, and it's under mail and contacts.
Okay.
And you can actually change it to fetch new data. Instead of push, you can have it actually what they call fetch, where on a schedule every so often it'll actually pull your new emails.
And I see that you can look on the screen here. It has every 15 minutes, every 30, hourly, or manually, meaning when you want it to go.
Right, which means you'll have to actually open the mail app for it to push the emails to you.
Awesome. Well, that's a great feature because, again, if you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't have internet, it's going to keep searching for internet, and then when it does, it's going to search for that. And if you don't need your emails at that particular moment, turn them off.
Right.
And then you can go get them whenever you want.
Right.
Awesome. So, and all these are right there close under your settings. They're all within 4 or 5 tabs of each other.
Right.
Very simple to do. Anything else you have with that? I know that's kind of expanded our list, but that's 8 different things that you can do to increase your battery life.
Right.
Awesome tips, and I'm sure people need them.
Oh, yes.
Because if you didn't know about it, you'll just sit there and wonder, boy, where's my battery life going?
Right.
I can't figure it out. Where's it going? So, Joe, to save the day. All right, great tips. What else do they need to know?
If there's anything else that they can find that they know that they don't need, like simple things like if you open this, if you double tap and open up your recently opened apps and you're sitting there scrolling all day long, looking through all your list of apps, close them.
Yep. So go through and just close them down, and then keep only 1 or 2 open that you're using at that time. When you're finished, get rid of it.
Right.
Yep. Excellent. So if people need to get a hold of you, if I'm the average cat and I walk up and say, Joe, I hate to bother you at Walmart, and I don't want to do that, I might want to contact you other ways. How would they get a hold of you?
Give us a call offices at 304-927-3588 or visit our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com.
Sounds great. And if you're like me, be a friend on Facebook.
Hit us up on Facebook.
I'll just pester you doing inbox messaging. Joe, fix this for me, please. So, your Facebook, and you have great deals on Facebook as well. I really like window shopping through your Facebook because every day you put out a daily deal.
Yes.
And it's always great prices, and it's always stuff I want. I want so bad.
Well, I'm waiting for you to win the lottery so we can both retire. And
there you go. We'll just sit back and enjoy all our little gadgets and stuff, and the shiny. Every time something new comes out, we'll be all about it. But,
right.
That's what I like about this show. Joe, you do a great service, and the fact that people need this help. You've went over the update, you went over some fixes for the update, and now you're talking about how to save their battery life with the new changes in the updates. So, excellent. Saving people money, saving them time and trouble, making their lives better. That's what we like.
Right.
So. That's Help Desk with Joe, and you're definitely helping out today. So if you have any other questions, you can go back through the past shows. I know we're closing in on show 30. If we already have,
we've already passed show 30.
Past 30. Whew, boy, time flies.
Yes, it does.
So we're in our 2nd year, and we keep saying we got updates coming for our studio here. So we'll start working on that here after the Black Walnut Festival and have a new studio roll out. We'll have some more kids shows to add into the lineup.
Yes.
So we're keeping you busy.
Oh, you're trying to.
Yep, I'm trying to keep you out of trouble.
Well, no, that is an important thing.
Yep. So remember, folks, when you shop for anything technology, call these folks up. Joe and Cena McDonald, owners of A&M Digital Technology, and of course sponsoring all our shows and our podcasts and putting everything together for us. A&M Digital Technology here local in Roane County and in Spencer. So,
and to give an idea, or throw out a little hint out about the next couple of weeks, we have a lot of stuff coming in for product demos. If
you have any questions, if your question gets on the show, Joe gives away some free stuff. And I've seen you've given away $50 items, free Norton and stuff that was worth a lot of money. So,
and we actually had a company send us some stuff to demo, so we might be able to get some of that away.
Nice. I wondered why you had me sign a disclaimer that if I was on the show, I couldn't win anything.
Well, yeah. So I can keep all the goodies, but
There you go. All right. Well, we'll see you next week. And if you have any questions, call up A&M Digital Technologies. Joe Cena McDonald, more than happy to help you out. All right. Thank you, Joe.
All right. Thank you.
We'll see you next week.